Hello everyone, it's Eridact
and 065
from Post Jungle. Today we'll be talking about Bishop's score or Bishop's score. Bishop's score is also known as the cervix score. It was developed by Dr. Edward Bishop in 1964. It's usually used to grade how favorable the cervix is for induction of labor. So you use this to assess how favorable the cervix is for the induction of labor. So the Bishop score involves 5 criteria: dilatation of the cervix, consistency of the cervix, cervical length, position of the cervix, and the station of the fetal presenting part.
The modified Bishop score. The difference between the modified Bishop score and the original Bishop score is that in the original Bishop score, it is cervical effacement, while this has been replaced by cervical length in the modified Bishop score. So, the modified Bishop score has a score ranging from 0 to a maximum of 13. The first parameter is cervical dilatation. If the cervix is closed, it is given a score of 0. If the cervix is 1 to 2 centimeters dilated, it is given a score of 1. If the cervix is 3 to 4 centimeters dilated, it is given a score of 2. While if the cervix is greater than or equal to 5 centimeters, it is given a value of 3. Then the next parameter is cervical consistency. So this is graded from 0 to 2. So if the cervix is firm, it's given a score of 0. If the cervix is medium in consistency, it's given a score of 1. While if the cervix is soft, it is given a score of 2. So the cervical length, in the original Bishop score, this cervical length is cervical effacement, but in the modified Bishop score, it is cervical length. So if the cervical length is greater than 2 centimeters, it is given a score of 0. If the cervical length is between 1 to 2 centimeters, it is given a score of 1. If this cervical length is between 0.5 centimeters to 1 centimeters, it is given a score of 2. And if the cervical length is less than 0.5 centimeters, it is given a score of 3. Then the cervical position. The cervical position is also graded from 0 to 2. So if the cervix is posterior, it is given a score of 0. If the cervix is central or is middle, it is given a score of 1. While if the cervix is anterior, it is given a score of 2. Then the last parameter is the station of the fetal presenting part. So station means the relationship between the fetal presenting part and the maternal ischial spine. So if it is above the maternal ischial spine, it is negative. While if it is below the maternal ischial spine, it is positive. If the station of the fetal presenting part is minus 3, that is 3 centimeters above the maternal ischial spine, is given a score of 0. While if it is minus 2 or 2 centimeters above the maternal ischial spine, it is given a score of 1. A station value of minus 1 or 0 is given a score of 2. Minus 1 station means that the fetal presenting part is 1 centimeters above the maternal ischial spine, while a station of 0 means that the fetal presenting part is just at the maternal ischial spine, or at this point we say that the fetal presenting part is engaged. If the station of the fetal presenting part is below the maternal ischial spine, that is, it is greater than or equal to plus 1, then it is given a score of 3. So the maximum score here is 13 and the minimum score is 0. If the score using the modified Bishop score is greater than 8, that is between 9 to 13, we say that the cervix is ripe. Now, if the score is between 6 to 8, then we say that the cervix is not ripe, but it is favorable for induction of labor. While if the score is less than or equal to 5, that is from 5 to 0, the cervix is not ripe and it is not favorable for induction of labor. Therefore, we have to ripen the cervix. Cervical ripening is due to reduced collagen content, making the cervix soft. It is also due to increase in the gland substance, that is the glycosaminoglycans, the hyaluronic acids, and the dermatan sulfate. So these things, they are hygroscopic, that is, they draw water to themselves. So this increases the water content of the cervix, therefore making it soft. And these processes are mediated by prostaglandins. So the prostaglandins will release metalloproteases. These metalloproteases will degrade the cervix. They degrade the collagen fibers in the cervix, and also it is mediated by relaxins and estrogens, while all these processes are inhibited by progesterones. So the methods of cervical ripening includes medical and mechanical method. The medical method involves giving of prostaglandins because prostaglandins release metalloproteases, which helps in softening the cervix. Hence, prostaglandins analogs can be given, such as misoprostol, which is PGE1 analog, and dinoprostone, which is
PGE2.
Dinoprostone is more expensive and it has a longer onset of action, but it is safer than misoprostol. Mifepristone can also be given, which is an anti-progesterone. Remember, progesterone inhibits the process of cervical ripening. So the mechanical method of cervical ripening includes membrane sweeping. We can also insert Foley's catheter. We can do artificial rupture of membrane using some instrument like amnio hook or Kocher's forceps. We can also give hydroscopic agents like laminaria tent, like Lamisil and Dilapan. Also, there are other methods like sexual intercourse and breast stimulation.
For more interesting videos, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel Post Jungle. Thank you.
And we push it.